Hi, Assalamu alaikum. You are about to listen to Human Bound podcast. This is the voice of your brother and host, Ali Lihambal. I want to thank you very much for staying with me on this podcast. I truly appreciate the time. What I do on this podcast is try to explore questions I find fascinating. Now, I do that in a spirit of curiosity because I believe as human beings, we have more legitimate claim to curiosity than we have to knowledge because you can't know everything. I mean, the world is so huge. The moving element at any given point in time is so vast. How can you grasp everything? No, you can't do that. So I think the best way to move forward and to enjoy this short stay that we have on this world is to at least understand enough to get us going. And the way to do that, the way I see it, is to just keep asking questions. Be curious. Have this curious mind. Because curiosity always makes life exciting. It keeps the excitement of life if you are curious. I think that is why little children are always excited. Little children always enjoy their every bit of their day. Of course, except those times that they won't have to cry to draw attention for something. But generally children enjoy their lives. They are excited all the time because they are curious. Everything is like a new thing to them. Everything sparks their excitement because it's like, wow, what is this? Have you seen those children who always want to ask questions? You know, there was this kid that I know for a very long time ago. He always asked questions. Now, at the time, I didn't kind of appreciate the importance of asking questions, but this guy would always ask questions, and I would go like, aren't you tired of asking questions? Why do you ask me all these stupid questions? Okay. So we get tired of children when they ask a lot of questions. Some of those questions we think these are silly questions. Don't ask me these questions. And the parents would go like, don't ask me that question. All right. Yeah. But kids always want to do that because they are curious. Okay. And that curiosity of the child keeps the excitement of his life. I'm just saying, could we just maintain that part of our childhood in us? And that part is the part that maintains the curiosity that we have. And once we have that curiosity, it makes everything an opportunity to explore. And it makes every relationship like an opportunity to have some excitement in life. It makes every person we meet like a project, something, a whole box that we need to open up. Okay. Imagine the excitement of that. So I believe the excitement of life lies in our ability to maintain our curiosity. If we are curious about things, everything becomes so exciting. We are excited um, about just about everything. We are excited about new relationship. We are excited about new love. We are excited about new job. We are excited about new adventure, new business. We are excited about starting new things. Everything becomes a source of excitement because we are curious. Now, the opposite side of that is when we already make up our minds. Okay, we already we've told ourselves that I know exactly how this is going to end, so I just don't. I shouldn't even bother. Okay. Many people are like that. I don't know if you have seen people like that. People who have already made up their minds not to be curious about anything. Yeah, these are people who have already judged everything in life before they even met the person. They have already judged him. Okay, before they started that relationship, they have already concluded that this relationship is going to end bad. I mean, have you ever seen those people who have judged every single thing in their lives so that before they even step into it, they have already concluded this is not going to work? I wonder where this feeling came from. All right, before they even started having the conversation with the person, they have already concluded the conversation. They have made it. They have judged that this is the truth. So I don't care. Whatever comes out of that person's mouth is not going to change my mind. There are people like that. Now, these are people who have already judged the world. All right. They have already made their conclusions. They have already arrived at their conclusions. There is nothing that you can do to these people or for these people to change their minds. I think that is a very unfortunate way to live. Yeah, because no two situations are the same, and no two people are certainly the same. Nothing is constant in life. And I think the only constant thing in life is the inconsistency of life. Okay, so people are saying the world is not reliable. People are not reliable because people are not constant. Yes, that may be true. But shouldn't we also now understand that the only constant thing about life is that inconsistency of life, the variations of life? That is always constant. It doesn't change, which means no two things are the same at any given point in time. So that when we have already made up our minds that, as for me, I have already concluded. Why? Based on my history. Okay, there is this beautiful thing, Van de Kolk, in his book, The Body Keeps the Score. He says that whatever we are is a manifestation of our history. Okay? Whatever you are, this is so beautiful. Whatever you are right now is an expression of history. I think there is some truth to that because he was speaking within the context of trauma and how people behave like in their current world. Whoever they are, whether they are angry people, whether they are anxious people, whether they are judgmental people, whether they are people who have already concluded and judged the world in a certain way, he says that whatever you are an expression of a history. You are a manifestation of whatever happened to you in the past. So that when a person already judged the world that the world is so bitter, it means he is expressing something from his history. Do you hear those people who say there is no love in the world? Now, where did that come from? Because we see love everywhere. Those who see love is because they have histories of love. And those who don't see love is because they have history of some very, very bitter heartbreaks and disappointments. So that because of that crash in their life, they see that there is no love at all. So that whatever you are today is an expression of your history. I think this is a very beautiful thing. But what I'm trying to say is people are like that, unfortunately. They have judged everything, they have judged everyone, and they don't see any reason to be excited about life because that is what happened when you already judge life, when you already judge everything, when you already judge new relationships, new people, new venture, new business, new job, new profession, when you already judge that anything you do, this is the way it's going to end, then you don't see any reason why you should kind of get involved in life. So that you are like just participating, you are just spectating in life, you're just folding your arms like that, you are watching people doing whatever they do, all right, and you are just waiting for that moment where they would crash, and then you go like, I knew it, I knew this is the way it's going to end, all right. So that is just a sad way to perceive life, to just judge life and to judge everything. I think it's impossible for you to have any meaningful relationship if you have that kind of a mind, the mind that everything is just going to crash. I think it's very dangerous. It's very difficult to have a good relationship with such people. If you are such a person, then you shouldn't be surprised if any relationship that you get yourself into ends up crashing. Why? Because it might not crash if it has not been because of your mindset that is going to crash. So that even when it is heading towards the right direction, your mind will just get it to crash. So that whenever your relationship keeps crashing, it's not because the relationship want to crash. It's because you're already judged the relationship to have a crashing end. So you would steer it to crashing. That is unfortunate. We can live with either one of these two mindsets. First, with the mindset of a child that is always excited about new things, because that is the mind that wants to explore. That is the mind that want to try things out. Okay. It is the mind that wants to say, okay, let's see how this is going to turn out. And he is not just saying that, he's excited about it. He really wants to get involved in that. He really wants to do it. All right. But that is one mindset, a curious mind. A curious mind never like fails itself in excitement and joy of life. A curious mind is adventurous. It doesn't judge the world, so he allows the world to prove itself either good or otherwise. That is a curious mind. But on the other hand, we have a judged, like already a concluded mind, a mind that has already concluded. Okay, it has already judged that this is the way things are going to be. So I might as well not just get myself hurt again. And this always come from a past history that is painful. I think asking questions and trying to explore that keeps the excitement of life alive. There was this guy who had a dream, and in the dream he dreamt that he died and he was taken to heaven. Now, when he was taken to heaven, and in the heaven, this is the way the heaven looks like. All right. Everybody has got his own idea of heaven, but I believe the way Allah describes heaven is the best description. But I would come to the way Allah describes heaven. But Tony Robbins, he says this guy, he goes to heaven, his heaven, and in this heaven, what happens is he was given everything he was looking for, every single thing. He was given the money, he was given the status, he was given the long life, youth, exuberance, energy. He was given everything. And he wears suits. Of course, if you are a Westerner, heaven, you would wear the nicest suits. All right. So he wears suits. And every day he wakes up and he goes to the casino. Of course, if you live in this kind of a world, heaven for you is to always go to casino. Okay. So he goes to casino and he plays, he gambles. And anytime he gambles, the first time he gambled, he won big time. Hooray! He was excited. Mm. The next time he came back, he gambled. He won. Excited. The following day he came back. He won. He was excited. Now, the excitement level began to like dwindle. Now, as time went by, he came again and he bet. And he was not even excited. He won big time and he was not excited. And people were like, young man, you have won this big time. I mean, aren't you excited? They say, I knew it was coming, so don't even bother. All right. So it's really not about winning the thing. Okay. It's really not about what if you have everything you want, like right now? What else is there for you to live for? Right. I think this question, somebody asked me this question like way before, a long time ago. A person came back and would say, like, I just want to have everything now. Like, and I was, why do you want everything now? Imagine this. If Allah should give you everything you want, like right now, tell me, what would be left for you to live for? What is it? What would be left for you to fight for, to live for, to be excited for? Because the excitement of life is in the journey of acquisition, like it's in the walk, in the adventure. That's why you don't get everything like now. If you get everything now, then you don't have anything else to do. And if you don't have anything else to do, then you might as well just die and go. I think it is I think one of the most powerful verses in the Quran is Surah An-Nasr. Now, Surah An-Nasr, if you remember, Allah says, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحِ. When the opening of Allah comes, okay, when the glory of Allah comes and the fath and the opening, وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا, and you see people getting into the religion in groups, what do? فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ. Now glorify your God and then seek forgiveness of Him. إِنَّ رَبَّكَ كَانَ إِنَّهُ كَانَ تَوَّابًا. Like, He is the one who can give you the tawbah. Now, the beauty of this chapter is not in the wordings. Now, the wording is just the letter, but the spirit of the wording is the most powerful side of every verse of the Quran. Now, listen, they wanted to understand this verse and they asked the Sahaba, all right? And the Sahaba was like, well, this is the meaning. They gave the literal meaning of Surah An-Nasr. But then, no, they asked a young boy, and he was Ibn Abbas at the time, and they said, do you understand this verse? I say, yes, I do understand the verse. The verse simply means that the job of the prophet is completed and he is about to die. Now, the spirit of the word implies that the prophet has fulfilled, has finished, he has gotten everything he wants, and there is nothing else for you to do. So you might as well just go back to your Lord. Now, this is so powerful, don't you think? That you always have to look beyond the letters, you will have to look to the spirit of the words to understand the implications of the word. Point is, if you have everything you want, you might as well die. Think about it. If Allah should give you everything like right now, what else is there for you to live for? My friend, nothing. Nothing. If you should have all the money, all the glory, like at one go, then you won't have anything else to live for. The excitement of life will die. The adventure of life would go away. All right. The hope for tomorrow will just go away so that your life will just be depressing. And you would depress yourself and you would depress everyone else because you would just go like, okay, oh, I want to do, let's go and do that. You say, no, because you have nothing else to do. I think this is why it is dangerous for young people to look for like quick money. This is why quick money, quick success, quick everything is bad. One very beautiful thing I heard is that every good thing takes time. Now, one might ask, why did Allah make it so? I mean, think about it. He made it so because you would have to enjoy every step of the way. I mean, before you get your degree, you might spend like 3 years of learning, 4 years of learning. You know, these things, they take time. Now, why? Shouldn't Allah just like give it all at a go? Think about the way the Quran was revealed to the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Now, we know in Islamic tradition that the Quran was revealed in two stages. The scholars told us that the first stage, it was revealed like in bulk at once on the first heaven. All right. And then when the prophet was sent, it was coming down in bits over the years that the prophet propagated Islam. I think that was 23 years. Now it was coming in bits. Shouldn't Allah just send it at once on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? No, if He sent it once, then إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ الْفَتْحُ might as well just come like when he was 40. Because when something happens once and you have everything at once, first it overwhelms you. It might even break you. Have you ever seen those blessings that break people? It is a blessing, all right, but it broke him. This is why young people today are broken. I think many of young people who have unimaginable wealth, they have a lot of money, they have a lot of access, they have a lot of access to women, a lot of access to drugs, a lot of access to all manner of things. And this is so huge, it's so overwhelming. And when big things like are happening at the same time, it overwhelms the mind and it overwhelms the spirit. And if you're not careful, it might break you. It might get you depressed. Yeah. Think about that lady who has the attention of almost every single guy. All right. She is not a normal person. She doesn't think like a normal girl because she has seen things that you and I might have not seen. Yeah, she has heard things you might have not heard before because there is a lot of things coming onto her, influencing her mind at the same time. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. It's one of the tragedies of today's world. Anyways, thank you very much for staying with me on this episode. I truly appreciate it. And I should see you in my next episode. Salam alaikum.